for another half-loaded episode of Get a Load of This. From Silver Creek Studios, I'm Jared.
I am Ryan.
Fuck you.
Wow. Direct and to the point. We're here to drink some beer. Joe's already got his popped open. I'm going to crack mine.
Yeah.
What do we got here, Ryan?
This is, apparently a hated brand.
My favorite brand, 40. Do I get a fucking mug for this? Do 42. I get a mug this time?
Yeah,
a mug.
Here, bro. This is clean. I didn't drink it. Or you want this one?
I want one that
I had a beautiful pour last time. This one's
that was
fucked.
horrible.
That's like
God.
two-fisted.
And we don't have the
head,
camera
so
on. No video
Ah.
for this hapless beer pouring.
Well, it's already coming out.
So
like fucking Coke.
4204.
That was terrible.
And
There's
it's
no video evidence.
darker than I expected for a lager.
For a zombie beer.
Yeah, this is 4204's Zombie Lager. 1031 Zombie Lager. Shit, this shit might have been made in October. I mean, this might be an old-ass beer.
Last year's Halloween
I don't know.
beer.
I mean,
so now we're talking about how old this shit is.
I have no idea. I mean, they don't put a born-on date on it. But to background on this.
Yeah, what do we
and this is a lager, you say?
It says Zombie Lager.
pretty
I mean, it
dark
says it
for a
right there
lager.
on the fucking
That is
can.
a dark lager.
So these assholes, they don't like anything I bring, but I like IPAs. I like hoppy beers, and I bring a lot of weird shit.
You're going to start drinking them on your own, man.
Well, and I do. I have a fridge full of good beer because I'm done. I'm done bringing you assholes all my good beer.
Thank God.
And then I bring you this stuff. So I know that these guys like the Budweisers and the Miller Genuine Drafts and the mass market lagers.
How'd you do that?
Because I'm a beer drinker.
Joe and I both.
I'm a beer drinker.
Joe and I both got heads over here that are.
Yeah.
And Ryan's got the perfect pour.
It is damn near
I
a
bet
perfect
you
pour.
I have this down before you do, and I'll
Well,
probably
I know
still
you
hate
will,
it.
but
I'll still hate
Well, if
it.
you go into with an attitude like that. So anyway,
bullshit.
I go.
You know how I go into these.
I go to Friar Tuck's. I don't know if they're nationwide. I don't know. Friar Tuck's is a beer.
Everybody has
alcohol
beer warehouses.
Warehouse, yeah. And I go in there and look at the wall o beer, and I actually specifically talked to a guy that works there, and I was like, "Look, I got these guys. I believe I called you assholes." And they don't like IPAs, and so I'm looking for a lager. I'm looking for something that's just gonna make them
Glad
happy.
you found a boyfriend.
I want something that they're gonna potentially like. Their Budweiser, Miller Genuine Draft.
Joe's peeling the label off.
I said one of these guys actually likes hams. He goes, "Wow, well, yeah."
Hey, you can only buy it in a 30-pack.
There you go, buddy.
It came off of the can nice. I'm gonna stick it right
It's
on
good-looking
Jared's new
sticker.
table.
Hey, we need characters, so
it's black can.
it's fine.
It'll come off. It's
fucking
holding
better.
ground. So black can. It is 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, 1031 Zombie Lager. It has a zombie spitting up green shit on the front of it. So we're gonna give it a shot. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to try new shit.
That's
That's
good.
not
It's all right. We appreciate it.
So I bought this and I bought the other one, and I also had a case of bottles of Bud Light. And another guy, not a worker there, a customer, he goes, and he had a couple. They sell individual cans. He had a couple cans of the Founders beer that I bought.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Have you had that before?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to try it tonight." And he goes, "Yeah, me too." He goes, I drive a truck and I deliver this shit all day, and I got to try it because I deliver it all over the city." And I was like, "Well, hopefully it's good. I'm thinking it's going to be good." And he goes, "And I see you got a case of water too."
Bud Light?
Yeah. And I said, "Well, you got to stay hydrated somehow."
Yeah, I'm so not going into these fucking dumps.
So when he checked out right behind me, you know what he had? He had his few cans of his smaller brews, and then he had I think it was an 18-pack of PBR. And he had a beard down to his belly button. He had a magnificent beard. A ZZ Top level fucking beard.
You know what? If you're out there, ZZ Top beard, fuck you. Because I can tell you, you got a case of water.
Well, but he's making fun of Bud Light, but he's drinking PBR.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah, hipster.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's not even hipster anymore. I think the hipsters have already given up
no,
on PBR
he's just
again.
a derelict.
Yeah.
He's a fucking fence. He's a swing set building derelict.
He actually drives a truck delivered beer. Well, he's our hero.
Not my hero.
So we got
You might love this.
We got our 1031 zombie lager here. It's a very amber colored.
You guys get rid of your head enough that you can drink
a little bit.
Smells.
Let's try this.
It smells good.
Cheers, gents.
They're not gonna like it.
Well, that wasn't bad.
It's malty.
It is malty.
It
Is
is.
that what that is? That's malty?
Yep. So malty is that
Because it's not the hops, it's the filling.
no, there's a lager doesn't have a lot of hops. It's mostly malts and aging. You know, that's the definition of lager. It's
Well, maybe
lager.
they should have left this in the locker just another year.
I think they probably should have taken it out a little bit earlier.
It's a little heavy.
It's a heavy beer,
So
and it is malty.
I don't think it. What's that say? The alcohol by volume is way down there. It's little bitty tiny letters.
5.5.
That's a
5.5.
That's
a
that's
heavy-
high
it's a real
alcohol
beer.
volume for a lager. So
Yeah. Well, it's a little high. I mean, Bud Light's 5.
is it? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Well, fuck. I don't know what the fuck. I'm
MGD,
talking
I think, was 5.
about.
And it tasted good.
I would say this is very similar to a couple of their other beers that we did like.
Yeah.
The Answer was one, and what was the other? Oh,
The question.
Yeah, no.
Don't they have a beer that's the question?
Assault.
Yeah, it's
The-
kind of like that without the caramel flavor.
Yeah, I
but,
think
This isn't bad.
I think
bad.
that what these
I don't
guys
think of
are
it as a
doing,
lager, but
what the
No, I
NOLA
wouldn't
and
call it a
all
lager. I
these
would call it an
smaller
ale.
local brewers are doing is they're interested in making a truly full flavored beer. Miller and Michelob, they've advertised their beer as a full flavored
Right.
beer, you know, and it was compared to what was mass market at the time. But this is really full flavored beer. This is
you can just see. I mean, it's so murky and thick. It's not a clear colored beer. It's very amber, but
I think it's pretty clear. It's dark. It's a
well,
dark
it's
color.
dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't see through it. If you put your hand on the other side, you'll only see a very vague shadow. But it's good.
This is a beer for
It has a velvety foam to it. Nice, tight
It's
bubbles.
a beer for eating meat and potatoes with.
See, I would think a lighter beer would be better to eat so I
No,
could
see.
enjoy my meat and potato.
No, I don't think it. I mean, I think it's heavy. You think of heavy because it's dark, and I think it's a misnomer.
No, it is heavier. You can't say that it's not. Are you
Well, it's a
kidding me?
full. It's about as like a Budweiser
Yeah,
There's
with,
no
with
other,
more bite. With more bite.
with more flavor.
There's
yeah.
no description on the can of like what it's supposed to
Well,
be
it's
like.
basically zombie urine. I think
Let me,
is what they're trying to imply.
I'm gonna try to Google
It's like
this while
blowing.
we're on the air. Let's see what we
Fuck
can
does
find.
that? You know what? Beer manufacturers of America.
I'll say this though.
Why don't you make the fucking
there's-
writing on the can a little bit bigger for us old fuckers that can't read shit?
I'll say this though. I haven't winced, and I'm not bitching.
That's good.
Right?
See, we're making progress.
That's right. Joe is not.
I can't wait to
hating
try the
this beer.
Founders Lager. The gold, what is it called? Gold standard or whatever.
And I'm gonna finish it. But
And you didn't drink it in one shot either. You
I'm
didn't
trying
sicky
to
sucky
taste
that
it.
shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to taste it. I knew I'd take the MGD like a fucking prom night. That was good. That was a damn fine.
I've
beer.
noticed that I'm just getting old and my gut shutting down or whatever. But we went up to Hopskeller, the wife and I, and she had a coupon. We got a pizza and a pitcher of beer for $20. Good deal. And so she doesn't like IPAs, obviously, and so I was like, she likes Blue Moon, and they had a Claire de Lune is what they call their. It's a Belgian wit beer, Belgian white ale, and so we got a pitcher of Claire de Lune. It was fine. It's a good beer. It's a easy drinking. It's like a Blue Moon, and the pizza was delicious. Very good pizza.
Yeah, very good pizza.
I left there, and
I'm
I
having
drank
that tomorrow night.
and she drank her share of the beer. So
Yeah, well, I'm home alone tomorrow night, so
there you go.
I'm gonna watch basketball and play with the dogs. And I'm gonna go up and get me Hopskeller pizza.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about doing a little Hoosier Loop tomorrow by myself.
What's a Hoosier?
Unless you guys are.
I was gonna say,
down.
why aren't we involved in that?
I gotta do something with Chuck.
Yeah.
We're doing the 3-on-3 tournament, so I'm not doing it. He's playing. I'm gonna go up there, root him on, watch him.
You down with Hoosier
Bitch
Loop?
at the refs.
There are
what's-
no
What's a
refs.
Hoosier Loop? I'm
You're not
down.
fucking with me. You down?
What's tomorrow? Saturday? I think I'm down.
We'll probably go to just Route 3. Or
Well, damn it! Now I'm jealous. I might fucking ditch on the boy.
Fuck 3-on-3.
we're gonna go Route 3. We'll go to Willie's.
Hold on, we rolling into the olds.
Well, it's probably raining,
Good point.
but I would do it in the olds.
Well, if we're in the olds, I got shotgun. I know what the rules are of
Whatever.
shotgun.
I'll sit in back.
But
I've never ridden in your car.
Oh yeah.
What?
Never.
So I've got a fucking kick-ass fucking day planned.
Yeah?
Let's hear
I
about it.
haven't picked my day. So we ride down to Cascades. We go down to Evansville. And we go on and we get on that boat, that barge.
Yeah.
That's like a
the
restaurant.
Oh, yeah,
I've been on that. Yeah.
Sit on there, have
Yeah.
some beers.
That's a good time on
eat
a
some
nice
food,
day. Yeah.
and then make our way back. Stop at Mary's.
Yeah.
Maybe the office.
Yeah. Well, we should do maybe not the
Sounds
full
like a hell
poker
of a
run,
good time.
but with our neighbor across the street from me and his Chevelle, I did that with him, and we went down to Bluff Road and went down along the Mississippi.
Wait,
What's
you
your
have a
start-
Cutlass. You have a,
They're all A
It's a
bodies.
Pontiac Le Mans,
and
yeah.
your neighbor has a Chevelle.
Yeah.
They're all the
Jesus
same
Three
era
A-bodies,
A-bodies. Yeah. We got a club.
Yeah. But we don't know it.
We don't-
But I'll say this.
We just don't have a name for the
I-
club
yeah,
or
I
or
love
really
it.
have any meetings to speak of.
Right. Yeah. There's no dues.
Well, we had a meeting. What was this? When did we yell across the street at Sunday?
Yeah.
That was
But
our meeting.
I'll say this though. I don't want that lockdown. Like we have to do all. I don't want that.
Right.
I
No, but cruising. I mean, they were fine time, and it had a lot of fun.
He went off the fucking road.
That was the end of the day, and
See, I don't want those issues.
Yeah.
I want to go.
We
I
were-
want to be able to come home.
we were a mile from home, which goes to the point that most accidents happen closest to home. Within a mile or 5 miles from home, and yeah, we were done with the day, and honest, he probably shouldn't have been driving.
done with the day.
Yeah, the day was over. We had ended the loop, and he decided to get a little bit frisky with it. He's got a muscle car, and his is a manual transmission, so he hit second gear coming out onto Route 3, and the ass end just went out from behind him, and he nosed it into a ditch. But the beauty of those cars is they're durable as fuck. I mean,
A dent's a dent.
well, but there was nothing. I mean, we got home and
Yeah.
checked it out, and like, there's nothing wrong with that car. What were we talking about? Someone was telling me about an accident that happened way back in the '90s, and someone got T-boned in a like an '84 Trans Am, and I'm thinking, and they were fine. They all walked away from it. I'm like, that same accident happens today in a modern car. Likely someone's
In a Hyundai
severely
Santa Fe.
and Hyundai Santa Fe, someone's severely injured.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You don't think? Well, now they got airbags and shit like that. I guess is the difference.
I wouldn't. The thing of it is
But those cars, like a 70, like your Trans Am, I mean, it's a solid piece of steel. No,
full frame cars are a lot more dangerous than unibody cars. Not that my 79 Trans Am it's a unibody car. It's a subframe car, but it's a unibody car.
no one knows what you're talking about right now, brother.
People that know what I'm saying would know.
All right.
And I'm not going to get in depth.
Yeah,
and
no worries.
look it
People
up.
that know what he's talking about know what he's talking about.
Right. So,
But so why is it safer today with thinner metal fiberglass?
Because he gives.
no.
no?
You know
'Cause
why?
the- 'cause
it
the
does-
unibody.
but it is because it gives. Because it's designed to crumple around the passenger compartment.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I've
my
seen
wife the other day
crash
asked me,
test
she
videos
goes,
and stuff.
what do you think is the most safe car out on the road today?
Volvo station wagon, 1988.
No.
No?
I would say, if asked, I would say Honda. Anything Honda.
Yeah.
Honda Acura.
And the engines are about as durable as they come.
Right, yeah, they're
Yeah.
lawnmowers.
Yeah.
But that being said,
And it's his fault why I own a 19-year-old Honda with 200,000 miles on it. I didn't want to buy it
He wanted a truck. He was going to spend a bunch of money
for the boy. For the
but
oldest.
anyhow,
yeah.
I like my
I
Honda.
will say, at this point, most cars, all cars, I wouldn't. I don't think I'm speaking about the smart car at this point.
Okay.
But most passenger vehicles, I would feel that they're all going to be pretty safe.
Have you worked on a smart car? Have you had a wrecked smart car in?
I've had
Those bubbles.
Yeah, but not like structurally.
Imagine most of those, they get totaled pretty
Yeah,
fucking
I would
easily.
think.
I don't know. I mean,
They're not that expensive.
Total's financial.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I've done
But
a
that's
bump.
the thing. I would assume those would be expensive to fix because they probably aren't like easily replaceable parts. And,
Well, I don't know.
you know,
I mean,
I don't know.
Fucking, you tap the bumper and the car's,
yeah,
done.
Yeah.
you would think. I mean,
it's so small. There's not much to.
yeah, when the belt molding's structural, I mean, that's fucked up.
Right.
But I agree. I don't know. I've done bumpers on. I've done a rear bumper on one
All right.
time. And
I think I know your answer to this because we talked about it the other day. Dream car. You can have any car in the world. One car. You there. Someone
generally,
I think I have an answer. Oh, that was quick.
That's
All
pretty
right.
good. I don't think that's your real answer. I know what your real answer is.
what is my? Is probably GTO.
No.
What
You
did I
said it the
say?
other day.
What did I say?
64 Impala.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it is a 64
64 Impala. Now convertible or hardtop?
convertible with hydraulics.
Yeah.
Okay, you're next.
I don't know. I it's hard to say. I mean, I love my car. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I love my car too.
but it wasn't my dream car.
cars.
Whenever I started shopping for my car, which is a 68 Pontiac Le Mans, I actually started looking for Oldsmobile Cutlass, which is what Joe has.
Right on the end.
And I liked the 70, 71, and it's because my grandparents had one that eventually my parents had, and that's what I remembered. But Cutlasses are they're more expensive. They're more sought after. Chevelles are nice, but it wasn't what I keyed off of. I like the Oldsmobiles. So I went shopping for Oldsmobile Cutlasses. They were expensive. So then I went down a notch, and I was looking at Firebirds. Then my wife said, not enough room in there for all the boys. I'm not buying a fucking family truckster. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll get a GTO. Well, GTOs are expensive.
Sure.
And then I turned into Le Mans. So my favorite classic car is a GMA body from 68 to 71, maybe 72?
72.
72. But the 72, everything started to go downhill. They started to get more rubber on the front ends and shit like that.
Right.
The front end started to look a little
Depending
different.
on, yeah, I mean, mine's a 72 and it's all chrome.
Right. But like the Pontiacs had that weird front
Yeah,
fascia.
well, they started that in 70.
Yeah, and the GS, the Buick GS started to get a little more funky on the front. But anyway, the A bodies is that whole shape of a car was it.
Wow.
But if I go outside of that, then I'm probably looking at like in the mid 50s of Ford or anything. Ford, Chevy, mid 50s.
Right.
57 Chevy's cliched, and it's like everybody wants a 57 Chevy. They're beautiful cars, but like a 55 Chevy
55 is kind of the
is probably
my dad's is 56.
It's a really cool car.
Should we rate
it's a 56?
these? 56 Chevy.
What?
That's his favorite.
Oh, that's his favorite. Okay, I thought you were saying he had one.
Now I'm going to go outside
okay.
the box here. Now, as much as I love and I'm not like you guys, I don't know how each year compared, like I should, but I think like a 68 Chevelle SS, I love those.
70 would have been the best year.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for like the first gen NSX, Acura NSX.
Okay.
They're just
it's a whole different type of car, but a cool car nonetheless. Yeah.
Very cool. Kind of that supercar competitor without being
Toyota
$250,000.
Late 80s, early 90s Toyota Supra. They were a good looking car. And I really wanted one badly whenever I was a teenager.
Like the last gen, like the 93 or something with the big spoiler.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Incredible, yeah. Those are still worth like $100,000 on them if they're in mint condition.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about my love for Fieros, but that's not my dream car. Like if the car gods came down and said, Ryan, what car do you want? We will give you any car in the world. Mint condition, like it came off the factory line. What do you want?
See, I don't want nothing off the factory line because they never made a 64 Impala with hydraulics. And 100 spokes bouncing
off the
line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think probably all of us at the time were in love with the Lamborghini Countach. But now that looking back, that it was kind of a shitty and it didn't drive well and you couldn't see out the windows.
Honestly,
and all
I think if I was to ever
still take one,
I would too.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think if I was to have a Lamborghini, I want a Murcielago.
Yeah.
I love the Diablo SV, if you remember those.
Yeah, I remember them.
the Murcielago was kind of the beginning of when it became a little
supercars,
real
super,
a little too aerodynamic, a little too supercar for me.
See, I like the
Diablo was
Murcielago.
Still like muscle, like
I like the Murcielago because
I
really like the way they looked as a convertible.
Oh, okay. See,
that's why I liked them.
Part of me hates the idea of a convertible supercar.
Oh, I would.
That's like take a car.
You kidding me? I want motherfuckers to see me.
So you guys, you've watched the Mecum auctions, right? On the TV, right? So when we were up at Hopscotch, the hockey game was on, or no, it was basketball was on, and on one of the TVs, just one, they had the Mecum auction on, and they went through a whole series of Buick A-body 69 to 72 GS1s, and they were all going for $60,000. I mean, they were all beautiful cars, very well done. But then so I don't know how that whole thing, how they stage all that stuff. But they had I want to say 76 Cadillac convertible, and I'm like, that's got to be the last Cadillac convertible, or close to the last full size car convertible.
They did the Eldorado Barrettes
all the way
in
up
the
to
80s.
Really okay. Yeah. Well, but
which would have looked like the 80s Tornado and the 80s.
Yeah, I guess
Eldorado.
you're right. Yeah, and the Riviera had a convertible too, the Buick Riviera. You're right. Okay, so yeah, my bad. But I was looking at that car and I was like, it's cool. It's cool. It's got decent styling. But if you go back to like 71, 72 Cadillac convertible, that the cars that will never fit in a modern garage.
62 Cadillac Coupe de Ville convertible, which would have been, if you all, for layman's, would have been the Help, which would have been what Emma Stone drove in the Help.
Okay.
It was blue. It's a beautiful car. Just an absolutely beautiful car.
It's the glory days of cars, whenever every manufacturer was trying to outdo the next, and now it seems as though they're all trying to make another car that looks just like
do you know them Cadillacs
the next
had a 3-link rear suspension in the 60s?
I don't know what that means. Help me out. In layman's.
So instead of a straight axle,
okay,
that would have ran off trailing arms,
it had like an independent.
It would have been almost like a pyramid in a sense that, so it would have been 3 links. So the links would have came to a point, and then the corners all would have been independent. Right. So I wouldn't call them independent, but they would all have been spring loaded.
But wasn't that the beauty of the luxury cars of that time?
And then
before
now, so all the airbag cars and anything are all 4-link. So they make 3 links, but they make 4 links. So then it's 4 points, and which is just a beautiful, easy ride, and it's so easy to set up air on that.
Yeah.
But they came out with that originally in the 60s. So like a 62 or a 63 Cadillac Coupe de Ville is half set up already to put air ride on.
Right. But the beauty of those old high-end cars, Cadillacs and the Buicks, which and I guess
and the DeSotos,
the Lincolns,
and, shit like that,
and the Duesenbergs, even going further back. But they were the originators of all of the modern amenities. Like nowadays, you'll find a Hyundai with a touchscreen, or whatever the latest, the heated seats and things like that. But in those days, it was like, all right, GM said, we're going to try cruise control. What are we going to put it on? Well, we're going to put on the fucking Cadillac. And then next year, we'll put it on the Buick. And then we'll work down from there. And eventually, by about 1976, the Chevy's going to get the fucking cruise control, But that was the beauty of those cars, is that you could get the latest and greatest on it.
When they simplified it and they indoctrinated where it was easy and cheap to put on their car, and that's when it got on everything. Just power brakes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have power assist brakes, and that's where, or power assist steering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started on the high end because you're going to pay for this shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Joe Rogan was talking to, who's the guy that does the Gas Monkey Garage? That Richard Rawlings.
Richard Rawlings.
He's a douchebag, by the way. I think it
I
seems
like him. I agree with you.
His interview on
he
just seemed like, it seems like, I mean, I know he knows cars. I mean, he knows how to buy cars and sell cars. It just doesn't really seem like he knows enough to be in the role that he's in. Rogan almost seemed like he knew more, But they were talking about driving old cars and how people don't appreciate what they have today. You get in your car, you're nice Honda, manual transmission, but it's very well modern, very well put together car. And you were to go get in 68 Chevelle manual transmission, even with a rack and pinion or power steering, it's a whole different driving experience.
Right.
Dude, you don't
I'm
realize
telling
it until you get in an old car.
Well, you drive my Cutlass, your Le Mans. It's work.
Yeah.
You're tired at the end. You're tired after a cruise.
We take for
driving them
granted,
cars.
especially now, that your car's going to start every time. You know, that used to be a thing. Like you had to kind of pamper it, and like you had to know your car.
I'm spending a lot of money right now
car.
to make sure that my 50-year-old car will start every time.
Right.
I'm putting it's why I haven't had it for the past 5 months or 6 months or whatever.
Right.
Is I gave it to the shop and said, make this thing as reliable as my truck.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go out and turn the key and go. And they weren't very reliable.
Right.
Batteries died. Radiators
carburetors
overheated.
had to be adjusted.
Yeah,
just
there
all
was-
that shit. That was just
So, are you guys ready to put a
oh yeah, we got to rate this shit.
rate
right?
this?
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Let's. You want to go first, Joe?
Sure. After a extensive tasting of this, I'm going to rate this as
dog piss.
no. This is buying your favorite candy bar and opening the wrapper, and it's all broken up inside.
Okay. I get it. So it's not that bad because you still get to eat your candy bar, but it's
not what you
sucks that
want.
it's all broken
So what do you
up.
think of that?
That's pretty good.
That's a good
That is
analogy.
Man, you
valid
are really,
assessment.
I should never
never
doubt
question
you.
it.
Yeah, I should just.
Now, I want to point out that I finished my beer first. These two motherfuckers still had some beer to go.
Broken
but,
clock is right twice.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Now, I'm going to give it a standard numeric rating here, but it's not bad, but it's still, this was a heavy, dark beer that had that flavor that Joe and I are kind of like, why would you do this all day?
No, I couldn't do this I couldn't do this more than I just did.
I'm going to give it a 5.8.
I think that's high for you. I would have expected lower.
It's not in the 6s or 7s, but it's not bad. It's not an IPA that I can't stand.
It's not bad. And I'm not going to speak ill of 4204 on this one.
No, we like 4204.
I think well, I don't know about that. But I will say that they did hit a mark on this beer.
Yeah.
It's closer to what people should humans should consume.
If you are a fan of your average domestic lager like a Budweiser or Miller, this is not that.
If you are a fan, I would say if you are a fan of Amberbach,
yes, I would say.
Yeah.
If you like Amberbach and you want something a little bit heavier, this would be
or
a
little,
good
little
transition.
bit, yeah. If you want a little more, something that's got a little more flavor to it than an Amberbach, I would go with this. It's not a bad beer.
What do you think, Ryan?
What'd you give it?
5.8.
Whoa. Shit.
Whoa.
God
He's
damn,
like,
I
fuck you
got
guys.
Joe's microphone.
Yeah. See, this fuck shit.
I don't think it's heavy. I think it's it's all in your head because it's a darker beer. Just my opinion. I don't think it's a very heavy beer. I think it's a full flavor. There's a lot of flavor. I think it's very malty and it was very good. So on my same scale of this is on the scale of beers that I'm not going to drink 14 of. I'm going to drink 3 of them while I eat my steak and my baked potato.
Yep.
I'm going to give it a
water.
6.2.
Oh,
There it is.
okay.
There
That's
it is.
actually a
6.2.
little lower than I thought you'd say.
5.8. I figured
It's got
I
an
figured
aftertaste that I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
And that's but it's a full flavored beer and it's got a lot going on. So you got to expect a little bit of aftertaste, but I'm not a fan of it. I've had aftertastes in other beers that backbite, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the fucking word for it is, but they're just the belch.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good belch. This is not that great of a belch,
Well, if you get
Did
a
they make
chance
a bacon
to,
beer? Did you say bacon? Or am I hearing things?
That sounds awful.
I did say bacon.
Okay.
I said I don't really make a bacon beer. I said, but that burps
Well,
like
I
bacon.
think they should make a bacon
I love
beer.
bacon, but that doesn't sound good.
Bacon beer?
Bacon beer. I don't know.
How much is bacon?
like
I love bacon.
Bacon is awesome.
It's like A1 beer. Like,
Have you ever
I don't
given
know,
it?
man.
That sounds awesome too.
Yeah. Have you ever
Maybe
given
I
like
just need a steak.
you ever given like bacon strips to the dog and you're like, I think I could eat one of these.
I'm pretty sure we could. We should. There on the next episode. I almost looked at the camera that's not fucking on.
Yeah, it's not. We're not videoing the half.
On the next episode, we're gonna eat bacon strips.
Let's do it.
My sister had a friend that whenever we were she was a teenager, I was a preteen. That this girl would eat dog treats. She and it was a widely known. She's like, hey, she'll eat a dog biscuit. I'm like, why? I don't know. She will.
Because she's a weird bitch.
She was. And she would. And
is she still with us?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay.
And she would. And she never ate the whole fucking thing, as far as I could tell. But she'd take a bite of a milk bone and.
I mean, I've eaten my share of dry dog food.
That's the same girl. That's the same girl that would take 2 dicks in her mouth.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
So if our listeners have
she'll
tried
do it. It's cool.
40,
she's fine with it.
if they've tried a 4204 zombie lager and they want to tell us what they think about
I thought Joe would love this. He loves horror movies. He loves Walking Dead.
It's too dark. I'm with you.
Well, yeah, but that's a horror movie. That's a movie.
Yeah.
I don't lick the screen when they're.
Yeah, I guess marketing only works to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, get a hold of us at Load This Podcast.
This motherfucker.
No,
I gave it a fair ass.
Yeah, you did.
It was fair.
You did.
Yeah, it was a good.
I think you know what we said it when we got the first review. Whether I don't know if it was dolphin vaginas or your mom catching you jerking off, whatever it was. But when we got that first review, we're like, well, it's going to take us a while to figure out the code. We're starting to figure it out. I think we're starting
to get it.
We're starting to hammer things down.
I'm telling you,
we're over time.
Well, I don't know if you noticed. I'm trying to end this fucking episode.
All right, go ahead.
So,
2 or 3 times.
Until next time.
Wait a minute. We got to tell people where to go. Like at Load This
I tried.
Podcast.
You fucking interrupted me 8 times.
Over you. It sucks.
Just go to fucking YouTube. You fucking losers.
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Gmail. Figure it out.
The fuck? Just look up fucking.
Jesus Christ!
Just fucking look up
operation we run here.
Big Dick
at
Joe.
Load This Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Get a Load This Podcast on YouTube and load this podcast at gmail.com if you'd
Ask
like to.
Your mother. I'm going to let your mother know.
I think we're floating around MySpace somewhere. But until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
It's half loaded.
Either one of these beers.
We're doing the zombie one though. Fine. Okay, is that fair?
Well, I might drink the Founders one.
That's fine.
We could do a dual beer review.
I'll do them both. I don't care.
I feel like I've had the pure gold or whatever.
Have we kicked it off? We haven't even kicked it off.
We're
I've never
outtaking it.
I've never seen the pure gold before in my life.
Okay, I've seen it. I maybe even had it.
Man, I'll tell you what though, I am not. This is gonna have to change me. RYN, I'm telling you, man, I am not a 4204 fan.
I know. Joe's got some convincing
you like the fucking pecan shit and the trash can beating the shit out of
a fucking broken clock still's right twice.
So you don't know what you're going to like.
I agree, and I'm willing to give it a try.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is
you don't have to. I'm going to pour mine out.
I'm only putting it in here to wipe the fucking sweat off.
I appreciate it. And I don't care if we get water rings on this table. It's all good.
You want to beat it with chains?
Yeah.
Distress it, you know? I built that table in my fucking kitchen, and I mean, it's supposed to be farmhouse or whatever. And I get this, and I had it, shining like a diamond. And she goes, "Yeah, great. So I got some chains, and can we beat the? Why? Why? Let it just happen on its own. Right. We don't have to beat fuck out of it.
That's the distress that you want. That's the patina you want.
You're trying. It's like buying ripped jeans, and then people do that today too,
So, yeah, they do. So I had these work pants on. And I was walking through the house in my work pants. Mm-hmm. Emily goes, "How'd you get those rips in that?" I said, "From fucking work." Right. From being on my damn knees and working like a damn...
Those rips are amazing. How'd you do that?
How'd you do
Let me tell you how I did. Let me show you.
Look at my calloused fucking knees.
Me or him?
I am so calloused and so hurt. And so, just, are you fucking kidding me? But I swear to God, I bet I can make some of the coolest jeans there is.
Yeah, yeah. No, there was
stonewash these motherfuckers.
A bit of a controversy. I don't know. It was a controversy. It was a news story for a very fleeting moment. It was a couple years ago, but some designer jean company came out with. It wasn't just ripped jeans. Ripped jeans have been done. Mm-hmm. These jeans were made filthy. Like they they made them, they stained them with like
oil and shit,
oil and mud, and made them look
Somebody shit
dirty.
in them.
And it was like some high dollar jean company. They were selling them for like $300 for this pair of jeans
I
that
have
were fucking destroyed. You got a gold mine in your closet.
Yeah, I do. I've got jeans I won't wear anymore because they're that distressed.
But you do have that pair of jeans that
sell that
shit. So you have your work jeans. Let's take those out of the equation.
See, I don't even wear work jeans anymore. I'm always Dickies now. I only wear
they're more
Dickies.
durable, right? I mean,
they are more durable.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because you don't want to fuck
and they're
up,
more, and they are a more work eccentric jean.
Oh, they're more flexible. You can probably get down and up, and
right.
You
have the double front.
Well, I have the double knee. The jeans are the ones I bought are double kneed, and I've worn through them.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I bought them, so I'll have to throw them out.
Have you
bought
seen
them
his
in
knees?
December.
Yeah.
His
sexy.
knees, they're ridiculous. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, it's a working man. I mean, they're calloused. It's crazy. I've never worked that hard.
I took a piece of glass
People
out of
complain
my
about carpal tunnel syndrome. It's like anybody that complains about. I mean, your wife just had surgery
wrist
or whatever.
right,
But
right.
you should say like carpal tunnel. Look at that.
I've been clicking on this mouse a little too.
Do you know what's
much.
fucked up? So
It
it
hurts.
took me 2 days to get it out of my knee, but I had a piece of glass in my knee.
And you probably didn't feel it because it's
Well,
all just
I
a big
felt
callus.
it when I would. Yeah, but I couldn't get it out because my knees are so calloused, and I couldn't get it out, and I was digging at it, and I ended up taking a screwdriver and digging it out of my knee at lunch one day through the hole in my pants.
That's
Good thing I got this hole here so I can get this piece of glass out of
then
my
I
knee
wouldn't have to pull
with
my
a
pants
dull
down.
ass screwdriver that's
Yeah,
not sterilized.
No, it
through the
wasn't at
hole
all.
in these $150 jeans.
Yeah.
I took a flathead and dug it, but it took 2 days. So I had glass in my knee for 2 days. I couldn't get it out, and it sucked every time I kneeled down. I was like, God, I need to get... Right now I have something going on. I think I got a metal shard in my knee.
Jesus.
And it hurts when I kneel on it, and I'm trying to pick it out.
So you're look, man. Well, we should probably kick this off, but you're younger than me. You're
by a year.
Yeah, a little less than a year actually.
Yeah, right.
Born in the same year, born in 75.
Right.
So you're like 9 months. What was you?
Right.
September, October, November. So 10 months younger than me.
Right.
I know how I feel in the morning, and I don't get up and down nearly as many times as you do off concrete floors and shit.
Right.
How long do you think you can continue to do what you do every day?
I don't know. I hope as long as I can.
Yeah.
My plan is that I do it as long as I can because
You like what you do? You like the complete?
No, I would
you
much rather be a philanthropist.
Right, but you do like seeing the finished product, and you have pride in your work, and
Well, I have pride in my work.
Yes,
I do, and I do like seeing a finished product only because. Well, today I got, which is kind of funny you brought that up. It wasn't a very big job. It wasn't anything. It was pretty remedial job. Hitting the front pretty hard in the front, low.
Mm-hmm.
Tore up the core support, and the bumper was just jacked up and everything. But came in, I changed the core support out.
The what?
What holds the radiator, core support. So everything that holds like the lights, the front headlights,
the whole front clip,
the whole
is basically
front,
held
the whole
on by
front, the whole front end. If you think of your car as a rectangle,
mm-hmm.
the front box end of that rectangle, I replaced all that, put a new cover on it, and a bumper and everything, and got it all lined out and everything. And the guy came. He was a very, very tall, lurking man, and I noticed him walk in the car. And
did he seem litigious?
A little bit. And I noticed him walk in the car, and he was looking at everything. And he, everybody that gets their car fixed is always, all of a sudden, they've noticed everything. They see everything.
Or the opposite. They're over the moon, like, oh my God, I can't believe you put this fucking thing back together.
Right. Well, that doesn't
It's
happen.
one extreme or the other.
But that
Rarely the
hardly
other?
ever
Really?
happens.
Okay.
So he walks the car, and he's checking everything, and I see him kind of symmetrically checking everything. Like, how's this feel?
Mm-hmm.
How's this feel? Which is the same thing I do when I
Sure.
build a car, too. I want to make sure everything's symmetrical.
So you bring out calipers and shit. I punch him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've had a guy bring out a marble.
Really?
And run it down
the gaps and shit?
Which is funny to me because if you run a marble down a gap, as long as it's not so big that the marble won't fall through, it's going to run down the gap.
Like, oh, this is great.
That's useless. Oh, well, yeah, the marble ran all the way down the hook.
Yeah.
No, I bet it did.
Well, and as you and I have learned, a magnet on a classic car to check for rust is a useless test too.
Yeah, it's a useless
because
test,
people put fucking metal mesh, behind the body putty, and it's bullshit.
Or you can put metal shavings into the body putty,
right?
And then it's
magnet's still going to stick.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
he walks around his car with and I was off to the side. I wasn't. He didn't even know I worked on the car or anything. And the estimator that dealt with him.
I mean, you guys don't deliver the car like they do in Pimp My Ride, where the whole crew that worked on the car stands around the side and claps for the poor bastard that has to come in and pay for it.
But they do. It is in the sense that they walk around the entire car with them and they have their job. Their job is I wouldn't say equally as hard as mine. It's definitely not as physical as mine, but it is tasking.
Sure.
Nonetheless, because they have to deal with this gentleman,
or
woman, or whoever it is, and if they don't feel happy, they have to deal with that.
And you don't, but you got to deal with them.
I have to. Yeah, shit rolls downhill. He loved it. I mean, this guy was losing his mind. He was like, I cannot believe he got this like this and this and this and everything. And so to the point where my estimator came to me after he left and he was like, this guy just absolutely loved what you did to his car. And
he wants to suck your dick, Joe.
Will you allow it? Yeah.
He's basically,
he was like, this dude was just losing over what you did. And I said, it was nothing. That car was nothing. And
what kind of car was it?
It was a 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe, which is funny to me because I've always joked about the Santa Fe. I've always said, in the year 2007, Will Ferrell was at the top of the movie era. Obama is saving all of our lives, and a young car company, Hyundai, is unveiling yet another glimpse of reality known as the Santa Fe. Just stupid shit like that.
Right.
You know, like a car commercial.
Yeah.
Fucking Santa Fe. It's a pile of shit. But he loved it, and you know, he's happy, so whatever.
Good job.
My pile of shit is someone else's happiness.
Well, but you have pride in your work is get us back to...
yeah, I have pride in my work to a sense that I want to... My pride's not what you would think. My pride doesn't come from that. My pride comes from safety.
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to put anyone out there that's not safe.
Well, yeah.
That's really only
how many times have you seen a car going down the road like sideways? Not sideways, but you know, I mean, that happens. You see it. Not so much today, but older cars, you saw it a lot.
I don't get so... I mean, I do get focused on it because you have to, but if there's a gap that looks a little off or headlight doesn't fit just and you know, and I say this, a layman would never notice the things that I notice. But where I've really focused my detail on is to make sure that a car is safe. So if I fix a car and I say this car is, I deem it, I truly believe that I think what I put back out on the road is something that a person could get in and is just as safe as what the manufacturer put out.
How does that work? Do you guys quote a bid or is it just hourly? So if it takes you an extra week because you ran into a bitch of a problem, do you get paid more? Do they get paid? Does this guy come out more of his pocket?
Not unless it's warranted.
Or unless you got to re-estimate.
So you're definitely incentivized to get this done as quick as possible.
Oh, yeah,
you're
definitely.
Only getting a certain amount.
And that's the balance of it all. So
do you ever just be like, look, we thought this was going to be
and so
bucks, but
let's say this 2012 Santa Fe comes in and the estimate was for $1,000 just for numbers and whatever. And then I open it up and it turns into more, which it did. And so I write a supplement. I write what I see after it's tore down. And I'll tear it all the way down to the point where the damage is either there at its core or past its core. And then we replace everything coming outward. And then if it's not on the original estimate that I was given as I went to tear it down, then I write a supplement and I turn it in. And then that goes to the insurance company. The insurance company pays it. And it does push the date back. But it's his job, the estimator, to let him know, hey, we're bringing your car in on a teardown. Could be more than this. If it is what it is, we'll be done in a week. If it's not, it's going to be more. Mm-hmm. So,
all right, let's start this thing.
Hold on.
What do we got?
This is that fucking same guy, the Super 70 Sports guy. Shout out to @Super70 Sports. He posted this picture. Can you see it, Joe? Mm-hmm. It's glorious, right?
Well, it looks like a bunch of dudes just sitting around being fucking weird.
Real fucking weird, right? And he says, not everyone should start a band. Not talking about these guys, obviously.
Yeah, no shit. They should definitely be. That's a fucking cover.
He goes, because this is fucking awesome.
All right, let's kick this off. I can't believe we just did one. Talking about my bullshit-ass fucking working life.
That's all right. I'm going to get rid of most of that.
I'm opening this. Let's do it. Come on.
All right.